hope everyone's having a great week. And this is Icon making, one of the continue of the series we're doing here, in which I will showcase tutorials and tips on how to make Orthodox icons. And today we're going to do some a little bit different, some that I actually have not done before, okay, which is another method very similar to what we've been doing. We are going to make the icon, or one of the icons, of St. John of Kronstadt. And I think this is going to be beautiful. And we're going to make a very aesthetically pleasing icon that cost a little bit more than we used to do. So this icon here, which is an icon of St. John Kocherov, and the cost of making this icon is around $5. Okay, paint for the wood, ink for the paper, and including all the materials, it's around $5 cost. And today we're using a smaller piece of wood, and this whole thing is going to cost us around $10 to make. Okay, now first the wood. So these are almost perfect 4x6 cuts that I get from Amazon, and they're not too thick either, which is a good thing for this case, and I'll show you guys why. And these are pretty much, you can get 15 of these for $6 to $8 on Amazon, which is great. Great for you guys to start off with. And obviously, to start off, we're going to get a little bit of paint out of here, because I still got some of these Red Ultra that I really love, and just a little bit left. We're going to try to do this the easy way, okay? It's a little bit more expensive, but it's the easy way. What we're going to do is we're just going to barely paint the side of the icon, okay? We're not going to worry about the back or the side too much on this one. You can, and maybe we should too, but really all we need is the side. Okay, let's get the side all touched up. And one thing good about thick paint is that it grabs on very well. You don't have to put too many layers. Let's see, get the side all touched up a little bit. Not so much the back. We're not going to need the back for this icon, and very soon you will see why that we don't. We do want to touch up on the bottom, the top, a little bit here and a little bit there. And of course, I mean, for the sake of this video, you know, we could, I guess, yeah, we don't have to do the back for now, because you can always do the back later if you don't like. And we're just going to give it a few minutes, because this should dry really fast, okay, for the site to dry. And then we'll start laminating the icon. All right, so I think it's to a point where we can start applying a little bit Mod Podge. And it really doesn't matter how much red you end up putting on the side of it, because a lot of it, it's going to be, most of it is actually going to be covered up. And this is going to be almost a perfect cut to the size of 4x6 on your computer, whatever, or however you're going to configure it to print it. So just go ahead and cover the entire thing with Mod Podge. And let's see here. I think it's pretty good. Make sure we get all the corners, because having to fix corners later on a smaller icon is going to be quite painful. So let's get this guy on there. Here we go. Here we go. And make sure you do it precisely, because it is a little bit difficult to do, because obviously the icon is a little bit smaller in this case. And there you go. And all we got to do now is to wait until the icon dries up. Cool. Now it's been an hour, and I think it's dried to a point where we can start to apply the first layer of sealer. Okay. And what we'll be doing is we're going to use gloss as our base sealer for this project. Just go ahead and put that on. And I did actually paint the back. So, you know, if we do ever take it out of the frame, we're going to take it out of, we're going to, you actually have a full icon, right? There you go. Okay, so that is layer one, and we just gotta wait until that dries up. Okay, it's been 10 minutes now. It's relatively dry, and the good thing about making smaller icons that when you have smaller mass, it will dry up a little bit faster. We are going to use a little bit of dimensional magic, and in this case, I can just lightly pour a little bit onto the icon. And one thing that's good about dimensional magic that I've never mentioned to you guys is that it is really rough. So it does have a rough surface, and that means once it dries up, it becomes a very good grabbing surface for, oh, that might be a little bit too much. It becomes a very nice grabbing surface for your last layer of coating. Okay, let's just do a little bit more, because this is quite a beautiful icon that I found. I've been wanting to make this one for a while now. Finally have the excuse to do so. Now we're going to let that cure, obviously. And for those of you who are wondering what this type of icon is called, with the beautiful frame edge and the more modernistic look of the saint, and I have quite a few of these. My patron saint, Alexander Nevsky, is actually laying right over there. I was fixing that icon for a little bit. These are called Russian academic icons. Okay, anytime when you see more modern style and with this beautiful type of frame, it's called the Russian academic icons. Anyways, we'll check back with you guys for the last layer of coating soon. And here comes the last part of the equation. Here I have a frame, which 4x6 cost me around, I think $8.50. Place the glass on, and simply we got already a 4x6 piece of wood. And we could just stack that back there. And in this case, the backing goes in there snug, so you don't really have to glue it. But there you go. You got a very nice looking icon of St. John of Kronstadt, all framed and protected. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and this is a rather fast icon that I've made. And because, you know, in general, the mass is smaller, so everything took less time to dry up. So this is something you could easily do at your home. You know, let me know what you guys come up with.